Good afternoon, my name is Jim Conlan and welcome to the latest episode of our sports show where we look at upcoming sort of features this month in terms of sports stories. And one of the sports stories that has caught our eye this month, it's a well-known sports story. It started off in the UK and it's developed all across globally, and it's found such great appeal, such great warmth, such great heart, and it's brought all the sporting community together on the back of what has been such tragic circumstances for the Burrows sort of family in the past few years. As we know, Rob Burrows, a much decorated Rugby League international, played for Great Britain, played for Leeds Rhinos, one of the best players in terms of halfbacks that ever played the game of Rugby League. His partnership with Kevin Sinfield was revered not only at all across Rugby League levels, both at club level and international level. And Rob retired from Super League in 2017 after a much decorated career to spend time with his family, his wife Lindsey, their children Macy, Maya and Jackson. And unfortunately, circumstances didn't go to plan for Rob, and in 2019, he was on 19th of December, he was diagnosed with motor neurons disease. But since then, Rob has been an ambassador. He's been a pioneer in terms of fighting the cause, and one that has never gave up hope or lost cause, and has really been a champion at promoting that cause. After the first year of being diagnosed with motor neurons disease, the BBC did a documentary, My Year with MND, which was watched by 2 million people all over the world. And obviously then Leeds Rhinos being brought to the backbone. Kevin Sinfield has done many sort of charity walks, and there's been many sort of fundraising that the Burrows family have done for the MNS. But Rob has gone an even further venture now. He's decided to put all this to pen to paper, and his book is launching. It's out May the 26th. Too Many Reasons to Live, and we're delighted today to be joined by not only Rob but his wife and his pioneer, his champion by his cause, Lindsey, as well. Rob, Lindsey, an absolute pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And I suppose my first question for you, Lindsey, and for you, Rob, your story has touched so many people across the world. And how do you feel about the outpouring of emotion from people, not only from the Rugby League background, but from all sporting backgrounds?
I think for me, the support has been extraordinary. You know, the support that we've had has been incredible. We just can't thank people enough for the outpouring of love and support for Rob. It's just been incredible.
It's been incredible. Yeah. And I suppose...
Sorry, Rob has done his answer. Sorry, I'll let you...
Yep.
I knew the Rugby League community would rally around because from one of their honest down, that is when the sport is at its best for people like Steve Prescott. And so what I did not expect is for the whole sporting nation to jump on board. I think we have union coming through Donny in football, through Stephen and Lennon in football, and I think that is really powerful for the movement.
Okay, that's fantastic to hear. And I suppose we'll move on to our next question. Rob, can you tell us the inspiration behind the book, Too Many Reasons to Live, and maybe, Lindsey, your inspiration for being helping Rob to do this?
Do you know, if you'd have asked me, would Rob ever write a book, I would have just probably laughed and said, you know, Rob would never write a book. But I think based on the backing of the BBC after that documentary, I think that just showed how much, you know, it was helping people that were coming up to us saying that people didn't have to explain the disease because people knew about the disease now because of Rob. And I think it just almost kind of rippled through there, you know, the effect of actually, you know, this is having a positive effect in, you know, in the worst sort of possible situation that we were in. We were actually helping other people, and not just people with MND, people with other diseases as well, that were sort of taking, you know, inspiration and courage from Rob's story. And I think it kind of makes you look at your own life and kind of puts things into perspective. Really, you know, things that we perhaps take for granted or moan about, you know, you kind of look at Rob's story and it really kind of, you know, it just makes you have a different outlook, I think, on life.
I never thought I'd do a book because I didn't think I had a story to tell, because I have not got a drunken night out story or many tales to tell. But the response to my documentary about my first year with MND gave me confidence to write a book. I did not think it would have the inspirational effect.
I think for us, we're just, everyday working class kind of people from that background. So you kind of never think that your story would have such, an impact and people would want to know. So it's really humbling, actually, the support that we have received, and we're just so grateful to everybody for the awareness and the fundraising that's been done, on the back of Rob's diagnosis and Rob going public.
And I suppose, Rob, the Leeds Rhinos throughout your career means so much to you, and you must feel that you're still playing alongside the players, given the support that Leeds Rhinos still continue to provide.
I am biased, but I always thought the Rhinos were the best club in the world, and I think they've shown that the support I have received from the club has been extraordinary.
And I suppose, Lindsey, in terms of the support, like the likes of Kevin Sinfield has gave, and former friends and colleagues of Rob's as well, you must feel overwhelmed as a family as well. And I suppose it must have brought you to tears to see what Kevin has done for Rob as well.
Oh my goodness, yeah. To put his body through that physically and also mentally, to do that for a friend is just, I think Rob said it before, everybody needs a friend like Kev, and they certainly do. I think the world will be a better place with lots more Kevs in it, but just incredible that, the fundraising and not just kind of the big events, people that have done local fundraising, we're just so incredibly grateful for it all, but just absolute speechless. I'm lost for words. What do you say? Somebody that runs 101 miles and does the challenges that it's done, and it's just incredible, absolutely amazing.
And I suppose, Rob, this book obviously must bring up an awful lot of painful memories as well. Were those difficult to put on paper?
I know the book was difficult to do it at times, but it needs to be told how this disease just takes control of your body and mind. I am happy to talk about it because people need to know how much it is the worst disease.
And I suppose, Lindsey, in terms of helping Rob to put those obviously difficult moments on paper as well, was that a sort of a rallying call that you needed to be a support on his shoulder to get across these emotions and portray how he feels onto paper as well?
Do you know, Rob's so mentally tough. I think, I kind of draw my strength and positivity from Rob because he is so positive, and that is just Rob as a person. He's always been such a positive, has a positive persona about him, and that, even from his early days, from early morning trainings at Rugby, he was always happy, he was always joking, and that's just kind of Rob as a person. So I think Rob's been a tower of strength for us. So if anything, Rob's been the shoulder to cry on. I've been the one that's been breaking down, and Rob's kind of, pull yourself together kind of thing. We'll tackle this head on. So if anything, Rob's been the tower of strength, throughout this. And I think it's testimony to Rob that, how positive he has been throughout all of this. And he's the one that's suffering, at the end of the day. But I think it just shows what a selfless person Rob is.
And I suppose, lastly, Rob, what do you hope this book will to provide to others that are suffering from MNS?
I've always done this for the people who don't have the platform I have and the support I have. Joe works with MND, who works in a factory. It has ever been about you.
And I suppose, Lindsey, same question for you. Obviously, it's much in terms of a family sort of book as well, because it's a family that you're going through it. Not only yourself and Rob, but your children, Macy, Maya, and Jackson as well. And what do you hope that this will portray in terms of a family dealing with MNS?
I think it just shows how, dealing with adversity and trying to, enjoy life and make the most out of life, because you just never know what life is so precious, and you just don't know what's around the corner. But I think hopefully with the campaigning and fundraising, that'll leave a legacy for the children, and something that, in years to come, they'll look back on and be proud of Rob and everything that's been done.
Yeah, and I suppose it's just note to cause that Rob's book is coming out May the 26th, not only in the UK, but worldwide. You'll be able to get it here in Ireland as well. Too Many Reasons to Live For, his first book. No doubt the TV documentary was watched by 2 million people. No doubt the book will be bought by 2 million people or more as well. Anyway, that's for sure. And I suppose, Lindsey, is there anything you want to say to the people of Ireland, and people that might be listening in or tuning in to Rob's story? Or I know Rob has got great support from Munster Rugby as well throughout the years. Munster Rugby have been a big pioneer for Rob's cause as well. Is there anything that you would like to say to the people of the rugby community, maybe in Ireland as well?
Just a massive, huge, heartfelt thank you, you know, for all the support that we've had from Ireland. It's been incredible, and we are just so grateful. And yeah, just thank you.
On that note, Rob Burrows, Lindsey Burrows, an absolute pleasure to talk to you today. Two absolute warriors, champions, pioneers for the cause of motor neurons disease. As we said, Rob's first book, Too Many Reasons to Live For. It's out May the 26th, an absolute worthy cause. It talks about Rob's career as well in terms of rugby league, all the great highs and moments of a career that has won so many titles in terms of Leeds, Rhinos and Great Britain as well. So many battles, so many matches throughout the years. If you're a sporting fan and you want to hear some great sports stories, obviously get this book. If you're somebody who wants to hear about a life story, about a life cause, a person fighting through a struggle but still having a positive face and a positive outlook on life, then there's something for everyone in this book. Too Many Reasons to Live For, the Rob Burrows story. Rob, Lindsey, an absolute pleasure talking to you today, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavours. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.